Wonder Woman Judgment from Outer Space Part 1. This is the Linda Carter awesome television show. One of my favorite shows of all time. Linda Carter is Wonder Woman. She is the embodiment of this character for me and for many people out there as well. I'm going to talk about this episode using my space system. Each category in the space system gets a score between 0 and 2. Choose the best you can get in any of those categories. Starting off with the storyline, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. This is a Star Trek meets Wonder Woman episode, and I absolutely love it. And Andros, who is this alien, part of this federation, sort of United Planets. Earth is not one of them. They're trying to figure out, should Earth be destroyed or not? We're close to atomic energy in this time. We're close to space travel in this time, and they start to suspect that once humans get out into space, it's going to cause a lot of damage, and we're going to just be our own self and be a-holes. So Andros, who has been actually checking the Earth out for about 3,000 years, he's like, well, they're good people, but they're like, well, go down there and give us some evidence of this, and he can also destroy stuff if need be. Why I like this story a lot is that it's now, we got some fantasy stuff. In the previous ones, we've had like the gorilla was cool. We had like other women, Fausta and stuff, who could try to, fight Wonder Woman. But this is the first kind of, I don't want to say superhero, but first like super powered kind of guy, because he can control lightning and weather, and he can do all, he can make it dark. So he could do a lot of cool stuff. He can freeze guys, he can put up barriers. So this is the first guy we have where it's like, oh, this guy is another being that's pretty cool. And I love the way that, he's like, I got to talk to the president. And then after he talks to the president, they're like, well, we have to have a task force to take this guy out if we need to. And Diana's like, what? It's like, but we gotta heed his warning and we gotta work with them. And Steve Trevor's like, listen, Diana, this is security of the planet, right? And it's like, we can't take this lightly. And he gets a little bit angry at her. He's like, Yeoman Prince, you are dismissed. And she's like, yes, sir. And she's upset too. Great. There's no goofy crap going on in this one. There's another guy. There's this Swedish reporter who's really a Nazi spy. He's a complete garbage asshole. I'll talk about him in the character section. I loved this story. This was just so good. This is part 1 I'm talking about. Only part 1. Pacing, 2 out of 2. I think this one was great pacing. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of great dialogue, and a lot of great dialogue between characters that haven't had as much great dialogue. Like, there's always fun stuff to talk, the characters talk to each other, but now because you're getting so many of these in one episode, it feels like it's fast. It's like this episode is over. It's like, oh man, it's already over. I gotta watch part 2. So good. Loved it. The artistry, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. There's some great shots in here. I like the UFO. I like the room of the space guys. I like the way his amulet works. It lights up and moves. It's like, it goes, it makes noise and lights up and everything. That's cool. He looks cool. He's all in silver. There's some great parts where the camera's pulled back and Wonder Woman is running and sort of jumping and leaping a bit. Looks really nice. I can't see the stunt double in this episode. I don't see any. There wasn't anything weird where, like, sometimes you might see a string or something weird. Like, there's nothing. There's no flubs that I could tell. Wonder Woman's got her cape and her dress in this one, which looks really nice. Yeah, I loved it. It looked great. Music was good. The whole package was really nice. For the characters, I'm going to give the characters a 2 out of 2. Steve Trevor was great in this one. He wasn't his goofy self. He was like a bit more serious. Even Blankenship was more serious. Edda, I felt so bad for her because she was kind of liking that reporter guy. Turns out he's a spy and he's just using her. I actually felt bad for her. She's a nice person. She's a bit silly, but in this one she was a little bit. You felt sad for her a bit. Obviously, Linda Carter is amazing as Wonder Woman. I think she's like totally on fire in this episode. Her delivery, the way that so Wonder Woman and Andros have this amazing conversation about the war and humanity. It's done so beautifully. And she even says, listen, this is my planet. So if there's going to be some business going down, I got to stick up for my planet. And you're like, oh, and it's almost like, listen, I can fight you if I need to. And she does it in a very kind and soft way that doesn't feel mean, but just factual. Like, listen, I'm going to fight too. And Andros is like, listen, we're honest with each other. We got this. That's how it is. You got to protect your thing. I got to follow my orders, right? Damn, man, this was awesome. It's absolutely awesome. the enjoyment factor is a 2 out of 2. I absolutely love this one. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. This is the best Wonder Woman episode so far for me. Easy. I love all of them. I know I've been reviewing these and I've been scrutinizing them a little bit, and I'm trying to do that to give some sort of, you know, grading or ranking of episodes in a way, right? Like, obviously not everything can be perfect. I love the show. The whole thing is a 10 out of 10, so it doesn't matter to me that way. I'm trying to see if there's any other points that I wanted to. There's a great little backstory, just looking at my notes here, Paradise Island, where she talks about how that came to be and what it represents. Great dialogue there. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, it seems like everything in this episode came together. I would say this is better than like the Q episode in the first Next Gen two-parter with Q. I think this is better than that. Yeah, loved everything about this one. It was so good. Lots of Wonder Woman appearances in the costume, so that's good too. That's it, everybody. Please like the video. Check out the Wonder Woman playlist. There's comic book stuff on there as well. I'm going to add more as we go. Please subscribe to the channel. That's it. Until next time.